Hi book friends! I have not purchased books in 40 days. I did it on purpose. I gave it for a Lent, which I don't typically try to be aware of the season. And I just realized that I was impulsively buying any book I wanted anytime I wanted. So I decided to not do it during Lent. And I was really surprised at how frequently I had the impulse to buy books. So I was really excited to have Easter come and I could buy books. I could have bought books at any time. But I also wanted to be aware. I set myself a budget and I went to my favorite place, Half Price Books, which if you're not in Texas, I don't know that they have them, but you can see them online. And they certainly sell through the used book portion of Amazon. I'm not sponsored, but here's the fun bag. I've been collecting half-price book bags for a very long time. And they may have them other places, but this is what the side looks like. But look how fun this is. Take me to your reader. It's very fun. I looked around the house for some old ones too that I had. Oops. This one for teachers. Teacher's Rule, very fun. I have a lot of teacher friends. And then this one just has a lot of authors on it. Very fun. This is one of the newer ones. You can kind of see the change. A real page turner. I think the last haul that I got this one. I try to buy a bag just because they're so fun every time. This is just straight half-price books with spines. And then this one, I had a VW Bug. How fun is that? With the books flying off. Oh, the books flying off. You have to see if it's the same way. But anyway, those are a few that I had laying around and I thought, okay, I'll share those. Not sponsored, but if you are in Texas and you want a really good used bookstore, Half Price Books. And they have several in San Antonio. They used to have them in Dallas too. I'm not sure. I'm sure they're around all over. But anyway, I did make a book haul, and my book haul was based on the reading list. So this was part of the books that I read when I did my 7 books at a time, 12% at a time, all in one go. I think it took me 6 days. There will be a painting at some point, 6 days in April. So I loved this book. Not 5 stars, but certainly 4. I fell in love with the characters. I love Mukesh. I didn't like Alicia as much at first, but then she really grew on you in her story and how reading and books bring people together and you can have a community. And I loved this book. I plan to reread this book already. However, there is a reading list. Alicia, who is a young girl, I mean, you know, maybe, I don't know how old she was, maybe 20. She works in a library. And Mukesh is a widower. He has lost his wife now. I think he's a year or two into being without her. And his wife was a big reader. And she was always at the library. And I guess maybe the last book she was reading was The Time Traveler's Wife, which I owned already. I think I did not finish this book. I think I put it down. So this will be the first. So I've created a reading list from the reading list. And so even though this book was not a part of the list that's in here, it was the first book that got Mukesh reading, and he felt closer to his wife. So this will be the first book. This is my to be read list. I don't have all of them. Some will come today, and I probably should have waited. Then the very first book on the list is To Kill a Mockingbird. And this is my copy from the 80s. Yeah. So I'll reread this. Then the next one, and this is part of my haul, is Rebecca. I've seen the movie and I've always thought, well, it's kind of weird, and I thought, well, oftentimes the movies are not as good as the book. And there is so much praise for this book throughout generations, and young people today are rediscovering. So, okay, Half Price Books, I got this. Great deal. Then the next book is The Kite Runner. Yeah. Oh, I saw the movie. And while I really wanted to read the book, because the book is usually always better, this was so heartbreaking. I have not wanted to dip my toe in that pond. But the book, the reading list, has made me want to read the book and be brave. And be brave, and just, it's part of life, right? So there's that. Then, what am I missing? Maybe The Life of Pi? Let me look really quickly at the list. The next one is Life of Pi. And that arrives today via Half Price Books, via Amazon. And then I remember I didn't see the movie, so I have no real concept other than what was said in the book reading list about the Life of Pi. So I'm interested. Each book in the reading list, each character says something about it in terms of what they took away from it and how they could relate to the individual story. And then we have Pride and Prejudice. Now, I did have a time where I think I tried to read Emma years ago, me and my bestie, and we both were like, the language barrier. So I will try to do audio, and I think that will help a great deal. I've watched all the Jane Austen adaptations, whether it be film, miniseries, whatever. I've watched them all. I love them. I know the stories. And this one was so cute with Pride and Prejudice, and how Mukesh, kept inserting Lydia's name in for one of his daughter. And of course we had Alicia, who's the young girl, and she was like, is he my Mr. Darcy? It was very cute. So I'm looking forward to this. And my niece says this is her favorite book of all time. So I want to read it for that. And then after Pride and Prejudice, we have Little Women, which I have another copy of somewhere. I don't know where it is. My aunt gave it to me in the 80s, and I just didn't read it. I'm not sure why. So I got one at Half Price Books, and it's so pretty. Isn't it pretty? Kind of the iridescent. And good size. Not too big, but not too small. And then we have Beloved. Now that's a book I did read. I read as part of Oprah's book club back, in the early 90s or late 90s. I don't remember when it came out. The book club. I know Beloved was before that. And what I remember about reading Beloved was being astounded by how it felt as if every word was perfectly placed and thoughtfully chosen for each and every word in every sentence. And it just blew me away. And I can remember sitting at the table just going, this is a just supremely crafted book. So I'm looking forward to that reread. And then the last book in the reading list is A Suitable Boy, which I have somewhere up here. And I ordered, I think mainly because of now it is a monster of a book. I'm not sure that this is going to be a 6 days in May or whatever. It's a big book. But that is the reading list. And plus the addition of Time Traveler's Wife, since it started it out. She does have an additional reading list at the back, some of which I have read. I may do that at a later date. But this was just so delightful. So that will be one of my, I will try to do most of those in one go, like I just did with the, you know, the 7 books at one time. But these were fun, and that was my haul. Like I said, I have 2 more coming, but good deals at Half Price Books. You know, I'm sure you have your own used bookstore around, and they have great things too, but really fun. If you're in a slump and you need something, this will get you out of a slump. It will help you remember why you love books and how it helps you connect to people and community, and it's just so good. Read this book. Okay, until next time.